Alright, so here's the project. Working on my 83 Chevy K20 with the 6.2 diesel. I'm upgrading to a timing gear drive instead of chain. I got this one off of Leroy Diesel for $275. I'm pretty pleased with it. A couple things. The keys on the camshaft and on the crankshaft. It seemed like the gears weren't machined super precisely for that. I had to take a file to knock an edge off of a couple of the keys so it would slide over them, but pretty easy to install. The instructions were pretty clear, so so far I'd give it 5 stars. We'll see how she runs when I get it back together. Hey there, quick update on the 6.2 diesel with the timing gears. I got that back together, and it amazed me how much of a difference it made in the way the engine runs. Well, first thing I noticed is it started a lot easier. Didn't take as much cranking, and then even when it's sat for a minute, I don't have to use the glow plugs when it's sat for an hour or hour and a half and it's cooled off. Don't have to use the glow plugs anymore because it just I don't know, fires off like a gas engine now with the timing advanced to where it's supposed to be. And then it also has a lot more top end. It seems about the same in low RPM mid-range, but when you get towards the top, the engine sounds more, I don't know, it has more of a diesel sound. You can hear the diesel knocking more loudly, I guess. It sounds more like a diesel than a gas engine than it used to, and it I don't know, pulls harder in the high RPM. So I guess if your truck's having a hard time starting, maybe it's not compression, maybe it's the fuel timing. You might have a stretched chain that's retarded the timing so much it's having a hard time starting. Seems to have been the case with me. So anyway, timing gears, they were easy to install and made a big difference in the way the engine runs. So I'm pretty pleased. Now I don't have to worry about chain stretching, so that's pretty nice. Also, one more thing, I had read a lot that the gears can cause a crankshaft failure. I don't know. I've heard that from a couple different forums on the internet, but I've also found other forums that people have ran them for hundreds of thousand miles without problems. So I was like, I went ahead and bought it because I didn't want to have a chain anymore. Anyway, to go with that, I also put on a fluid damper harmonic balancer. It was not cheap, but because the old harmonic balancer was coming apart, so put on a fancy expensive one. I figured if the gears do cause a problem with the crankshaft, that well, maybe that'll help. I guess we'll see how long it goes like this, but I'm not too worried. Runs really good now. Anyway, I'll keep you posted.